Even for those of us who follow the topic, it's still kind of surprising how much misinformation is out there about ADHD, right? Attention deficit hyperactivity disorder.
It really is. Persistent myths.
Yeah. So when you hear ADHD, what's the first thing that pops into your head?
Well, for a lot of people.
Is it that hyperactive kid?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe someone who just can't focus?
Exactly. That's the stereotype.
But that's really just scratching the surface, isn't it? It's a truly complex neurotype, basically a unique way someone's brain is wired.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission today in this deep dive is to go way beyond those assumptions. We want to understand what ADHD really is.
Yeah, the challenges it presents, definitely.
Yes, the significant challenges, but also the surprising strengths it can bring. And really importantly, practical strategies for living with it.
Actionable stuff.
Right. And this understanding, it really matters for you, the listener. Maybe for personal insight, maybe for supporting a loved one, or just being better informed in a world full of, well, different ways of thinking.
It's actually striking how deep-seated these misconceptions are. People often get their idea of ADHD from, cultural stereotypes.
Which rarely reflect the reality.
Not at all. It's usually much more intricate than that. So this deep dive, it's about moving past those surface ideas.
Giving you insights that are genuinely informed and compassionate, hopefully.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's dive into that fundamental understanding. What is ADHD?
Well, the most crucial insight, I think, is seeing it's not just a behavior problem. It's not a lack of willpower.
Right. It's a neurodevelopmental condition.
Precisely.
Right.
That means it's about how the brain's executive functions are wired differently. Things like impulse control, working memory.
Emotional regulation too, right?
Absolutely. It's not a minor tweak. It's like the brain's operating system works differently from the get-go.
Typically showing up in childhood, but it doesn't just disappear. It continues right into adulthood.
Mm-hmm. And the core areas affected are usually attention, impulse control, and activity levels. But the impact, it ripples out much wider than just those three.
Okay. So when we really accept it as neurodevelopmental, it shifts everything.
It totally reframes it. It stops being about someone being lazy or undisciplined.
Which is so unhelpful.
Right. Instead, it makes you ask, why does the brain manage focus, organization, self-regulation differently? It points straight to neurological differences, not character flaws.
And to help clarify, there are different types, aren't there?
Yes. Generally, we talk about three main types. First, there's the inattentive type.
Okay.
Here, the main challenges are around focus, sustaining attention, organization. Think classic distractibility, maybe forgetfulness.
Right.
Then you've got the hyperactive impulsive type. That's more about that constant movement, feeling restless inside, maybe acting without thinking things through.
Impulsivity.
Yeah. And finally, the combined type.
Yeah.
Which is, well, pretty much what it sounds like.
A mix of both inattentive and hyperactive impulsive symptoms.
Exactly. We actually know someone, Birdie, who identifies strongly with that combined type. Describes themselves as both really restless, but also prone to completely losing focus on boring stuff.
That makes sense. Okay, now let's get into something that can be really eye-opening. The myths.
Oh, yes, there are so many.
And they create real barriers, don't they? To understanding, to support. Let's tackle some head-on.
Good idea.
One of the biggest, and I think most damaging, is this myth that ADHD is somehow caused by bad parenting.
Oh, yeah. That is absolutely unequivocally false.
That's so harmful, too.
It really is. It just burdens parents with this unfair blame. Like we said, it's a brain-based condition, neurological differences.
Parenting styles just don't cause it. Full stop.
Exactly. Now, what good parenting can do is provide that supportive, understanding environment, which is crucial for managing it, of course.
Absolutely crucial. So it's not about choice. It's not upbringing. It's the brain's operating system making it genuinely harder to just try harder. And another one you hear all the time, only children have ADHD. Like you just magically grow out of it.
Yeah, that's another deeply ingrained misconception.
But the research says otherwise.
Completely. It's often diagnosed in childhood, sure, but countless adults live with ADHD. Many, many go undiagnosed for decades.
Wow, decades.
Yeah, and think about the impact. Navigating careers, relationships, finances, all with this unrecognized neurotype.
Without knowing why things feel so hard sometimes.
Exactly. It can lead to huge internal struggles. You never just grow out of it. The way it shows up might change a bit with age. Maybe you develop coping mechanisms, but it's still there.
Right. And maybe one of the most hurtful myths, that people with ADHD are just lazy.
Oh, that one drives me nuts.
Me too. It completely misses how an ADHD brain actually functions. I've heard it so many times. And it's just such a deep misunderstanding.
It really, really misses a key aspect of ADHD, this thing called hyperfocus.
Ah, yes. Tell us about that.
Well, people with ADHD are often capable of diving incredibly deep into tasks they find genuinely interesting or stimulating.
Right.
Like for hours on end, achieving a level of concentration that, honestly, many neurotypical people might envy.
So like an artist lost in their work. Or a coder.
Exactly. Or someone totally absorbed in a video game, a complex project, a sport they love. The challenge isn't a lack of effort. It's not willpower.
It's
that the brain struggles to switch on, you could say, for tasks that feel boring or unstimulating or maybe just overwhelming. It's a difference in how motivation and attention get regulated.
not laziness, not refusing to try.
Not at all. It's more like the brain's ignition system only really fires up for that high-octane fuel, the really engaging stuff.
Okay, so bringing this down to earth. What's the day-to-day actually like for someone with ADHD? It sounds like a constant negotiation with your own brain.
It often is, that description of feeling like you have 20 tabs open at once.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's a really common way people describe it. A whirlwind of thoughts, ideas, distractions, all fighting for attention.
That sounds exhausting.
It is. It's not just a metaphor. It can lead to this brain fog, even after decent sleep, just from the effort of filtering everything.
Which then leads to being easily distracted. Forgetfulness.
Yep. Forgetting where you put your keys, appointments you made, and real difficulty with your space, planning tasks.
These aren't small things. They add up.
They absolutely do. They can create significant stress and really impact quality of life.
But it's important, you're saying, to balance that picture. It's not only about challenges.
Definitely not. We focus so much on the deficits, we often completely miss the upside. And there is a powerful upside.
Okay, like what?
Well, many individuals with ADHD are incredibly creative. They connect ideas in ways others don't, see patterns.
Kind of out-of-the-box thinking.
Exactly. Which can lead to really innovative solutions. They often have this amazing spontaneity, adaptability. They can thrive when things are changing fast, where others might feel overwhelmed.
Interesting.
And that brain that's always scanning, the one that gets distracted, it also means they notice details others miss. Unique perspectives, different ways to solve problems.
So these aren't just like silver linings. They're real assets.
They're inherent characteristics.
Yeah.
And when you understand them, when you leverage them, they can be incredibly powerful.
Okay, let's think about specific settings then. School and work. Huge parts of life for many people. How does ADHD play out there?
School can be tough, really tough.
Yeah, I can imagine. Sitting through long lectures. Trying to force your brain to focus when it wants to wander.
Or just sitting still for hours. That can be physically difficult.
And then homework, organizing assignments, deadlines, all that executive function stuff.
Right. And without the right support, the right understanding from teachers.
Kids get mislabeled.
Tragically often. Troublemaker, unmotivated, lazy, when actually they're fighting so hard inside a system that just isn't built for how their brain works.
And does that carry over into the workplace?
It definitely can. Deadlines, long meetings requiring focus, keeping tasks organized. These are common workplace stressors that can be amplified.
But there's another side to it.
Yes, stepping back, that environment isn't the whole story. Remember hyperfocus.
Right. The intense concentration on interesting things.
What happens when someone with ADHD finds work they're genuinely passionate about?
They can really dive in.
They can absolutely shine. That hyperfocus becomes this incredible asset. We see people with ADHD demonstrating amazing productivity, innovation, deep engagement in roles that really click with their interests.
Often outperforming others in those specific areas.
It's not uncommon at all. It really comes down to finding the right fit, the right environment.
Something else that's really vital to understand. ADHD often doesn't come alone, does it?
That's a crucial point. It rarely travels alone. It often co-occurs with other conditions.
Which adds another layer of complexity.
We're talking about things like anxiety.
Which makes sense given the daily stress.
Exactly. Or depression, perhaps linked to frustration, feeling misunderstood, chronic overwhelm.
And learning disabilities, too, like dyslexia.
Yes, those can co-occur as well, adding more challenges academically or professionally. You can see how tangled it can all get.
Yeah.
And what's really tricky here is that sometimes these other conditions can look like ADHD, or ADHD can look like them.
Making it hard to tell what's what.
Incredibly hard, which really begs the question, why is getting a proper diagnosis so absolutely crucial?
It's more than just a label, then.
So much more. It's the gateway. It's the key to getting effective management, the right support.
Because if you don't know exactly what you're dealing with,
The strategies might be wrong, the treatments might not work, you might address anxiety but miss the underlying ADHD, or vice versa. You could just keep struggling without making progress.
so a correct diagnosis is like the map.
Precisely. It guides everyone, the individual, their family, doctors, therapists, towards the most effective help.
Okay, so given all this complexity, the challenges, the co-occurring conditions,
Yeah.
what does this mean for someone living with ADHD day to day? Can things get better?
Absolutely. Well, you can't cure ADHD in the way you cure an infection.
Right, it's brain wiring.
It can certainly be managed really effectively. People can absolutely thrive. There's a whole toolkit of strategies.
Okay, what's in the toolkit?
Well, often medication plays a role. Stimulants, for example, can really help regulate attention and focus by affecting neurotransmitters.
Okay.
Then there's therapy. Things like CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, can be invaluable.
How does that help?
It gives practical tools for organization, managing emotions, developing coping mechanisms that work with the ADHD brain, not against it.
And basic lifestyle stuff matters too, I assume.
Hugely. Regular exercise, getting enough sleep, decent nutrition, these are foundational for managing symptoms. Cannot overlook those.
Right.
And then there are the practical tools, the everyday lifesavers.
Like planners, reminders.
Yes, planners, digital reminders, breaking big tasks down into tiny, manageable steps. We've heard examples of people using alarms for literally everything.
Everything.
Meetings, sure, but also meals, drinking water, taking meds, just creating that external structure the brain sometimes struggles to provide internally. It works.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But it's not all just on the individual, is it?
Oh, absolutely not. Placing this in a wider context, individual strategies are vital, yes. But support from the community, that makes an immense difference.
Which makes you wonder, what role do other people play?
Yeah.
Family, friends, colleagues.
A massive role. The support from understanding family members, teachers who adapt and show empathy, employers who provide accommodations, and just foster an inclusive environment.
Can't be overstated.
It really can. When someone with ADHD feels genuinely supported and understood by the people around them, their ability to manage things and thrive just goes up exponentially.
It shifts the burden. It's not just their problem to solve.
Exactly. It becomes a shared responsibility, a team effort.
Okay, so for you, listening right now, if you know someone with ADHD, could be family, a friend, a colleague, this next bit is often a real eye-opener. How can you offer genuine support?
It really starts with perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah. First, maybe patience.
Yeah.
Understanding that if they interrupt or forget something or switch topics suddenly, it's not personal.
It's not a slight against you. It's how their brain is working in that moment.
Right. Second, maybe use clear, concise instructions. Avoid long, rambling stuff.
Get to the point. Make information easy to digest. Break it down if needed.
Good one. Third, actively encourage their strengths. Notice the creativity, the problem-solving, the energy.
Yes. Focus on what they do well.
Fourth, and this is a big one, please avoid shaming them for struggles with organization or time management.
Oh, that's so counterproductive.
Instead, maybe offer practical, non-judgmental help, if they want it, of course,
Right.
like helping them plan or suggesting a reminder app.
Gently. Collaboratively.
And finally, maybe just celebrate their creativity and energy. Embrace those vibrant parts of their personality.
Absolutely. The core message here isn't about trying to fix someone.
Yo,
It's about understanding. It's about providing the right kind of support that lets them flourish as they are.
which leads to the next question, really. How can we all collectively shift away from judgment, which usually comes from just not getting it?
Towards genuine acceptance. Towards active encouragement.
Yeah, it's about seeing these differences not as deficiencies, but just as variations, different ways of being human that need different approaches, different kinds of appreciation.
That perspective shift is vital for creating environments where everyone, including those with ADHD, can actually feel included and do well.
So, wrapping this up, what's our ultimate takeaway from this deep dive?
Well, I think we've seen pretty clearly
Yeah,
that ADHD isn't a flaw. It's not a lack of effort. It's a distinctly different way the brain works.
it brings unique challenges, definitely. We haven't shied away from that.
No, but it also brings this remarkable array of strengths.
Yeah.
Incredible creativity, deep passion sometimes, innovative ways of solving problems.
And with the right tools, the right understanding, and solid support.
People with ADHD can absolutely thrive. They contribute their unique brilliance to the world in so many ways.
It's a powerful reminder, isn't it, that diversity in how our brains work, neurodiversity, It genuinely makes our world richer.
It really does. Imagine how much we'd miss innovations, art, new perspectives if we only valued one single way of thinking or being.
Which leaves us with a final thought, maybe something provocative for you to mull over.
Beyond ADHD, what other different ways of working, maybe in ourselves, maybe in others, might we be misunderstanding right now? And what untapped brilliance, what potential might we be missing simply because we're not looking closer, not looking with enough empathy, perhaps, enough curiosity?
That is a profound thought to sit with, truly. We really hope this deep dive has given you a clearer, more compassionate, and definitely more informed understanding of ADHD.
Hope so.
And please don't forget to share this deep dive. Help spread the awareness. Help others get these crucial insights too.